Hey, everybody, and welcome to EduMatch. Thank you so much for joining us. Follow along with us at tinyurl.com/tweet and talk 62. So spell out the word and no ampersand on that, as well as on Twitter with the hashtag EduMatch. Speaking of EduMatch, we would love to have you featured as our person of the day. So sign up at edumatch.org, and from there, a whole bunch of magical things will happen. You will be added to our queue for our featured person of the day. There's a little bit of a wait, but just hang with us. We're getting through them one by one. Also, if you have a blog that has an RSS feed, it'll be automatically pushed out. We can add you to our Voxer group. A whole bunch of really, really cool and fun things will happen. So, just wanted to give a shout out to Ed Camp Tampa Bay. Just came from that this weekend. Awesome time of learning. It was amazing. So tonight's topic is going to be augmented reality. And as you can see, we have a full house with us today. So without any further ado, we're going to have some introductions. So we're going to start going from my left all the way over to my right, starting first with Barbara.
Hi, welcome to Tweet and Talk. Barbara here again this evening. Looking forward to a great evening of collaboration, learning, and fun. I'm Barbara Cotter, a 24-year veteran educator, tech integration specialist, and curriculum developer in Florida and St. Lucia.
Awesome, Barbara. Welcome back. Glad to have you here. We're going to skip over Cori for the time being because we're going to circle back to our moderators in just a second. So we're going to go next to Dan.
Good evening. My name is Dan Kreiness. I'm an instructional coach at the middle school level in Connecticut. I'm really excited to be chatting tonight about augmented reality.
Awesome, Dan. Welcome back. Welcome back. We're going to skip over Jamie for the time being. We're going to circle back. All right, next we have Katie Ann.
Hi, I'm Katie Ann Wilson. I am an augmented guru, and I love augmented reality, and I present and travel all over sharing the wonders of augmented reality in education.
Sweet. Welcome back, Katie Ann. Very glad to have you back here. All right, next up we have Lori.
Can you hear me? You can hear me? Okay, I'm Ann Minka from Delaware. I'm a health and phys ed teacher and really intrigued by augmented and virtual reality. And I'm really mostly here to learn, first-time panelist, and it's very exciting.
Welcome, Lori. We are so happy to have you on panel, and I can't wait to see you at Colonial Tech in 2 weeks.
I'm going to wear my EduMatch shirt.
All right, sweet. Yes, cannot wait for that. All right, and then next up we have Gigi, aka Renee. If you could please introduce yourself.
Hi, everybody. I'm Renee Henderson. I'm an instructional specialist in Maryland. And the GG is because one of my Facebook names is Global Grandma, because I've been going everywhere. I'm really excited about augmented reality. It's one of my favorite things, so I'm glad to share it with you guys tonight.
Sweet. Thank you so much for joining us, Renee. And I have to say, Renee, I've learned so much from her. She is awesome, and we work in the same office, so very happy to have you here on EduMatch. And last but definitely not least, we have Stacy.
Hey everybody, I'm Stacy. I'm in North Carolina, and I'm an instructional technology facilitator and a middle school science teacher, and I'm really excited about augmented reality, so that's cool. Let's get this party started.
That's right. Woo, woo, woo. Let's get this party started, right? All right, love it. Thank you, Stacy. Great to see you. All right, now let's bring it back to our moderators for the evening. We have two, so we are spoiled tonight. All right, let's start first with Cori.
Hi, Cori Coburn-Shiflett, digital learning coach for Georgetown ISD for blended learning on a district level, and I'm also your 2017 ISD chair for BYOD. I love augmented reality, and I got into it through gaming, and I've been doing that now for about 5.5 years now. So check out Ingress EDU and Pokemon Go EDU.
Yes, Ingress and Pokemon. Cori is my Ingress guru. I learned so much from her at FETC about how to play that game. So awesome. Thank you, Cori. And last but not least, let us take it to Jamie.
Hello, everyone. I'm super excited. This is my first time with EduMatch. So I'm pumped about that. I'm connected with most of you guys here, so I'm super excited. Just started a new position as a marketing strategist for Atomic Learning, and but still love augmented and virtual reality and presenting on all that good stuff, and I feel like they really work hand in hand. So I'm pumped about hearing the conversation today.
Awesome. Thank you, Jaime, and welcome. So now I'm going to kick it over to the two of you, to Jaime, to Cori, to get the party started, as Stacy said.
All right. Cori, do you want to go ahead and start off with question one?
Sure. For question one, we're talking about the presence of AR in education. We want to know, why do you think augmented reality has grown in popularity within education these past couple of years? Because it's not a new technology, but it seems to be a happening thing in education.
Well, I can answer that one. Is that okay?
Shoot.
Okay. I think it's becoming very popular because it's so engaging for kids, and it brings and connects learners into the digital world. So not only can they interact with it, they're learning at the same time. So it becomes more of an engagement, fun, education factor for them. So they're really engrossed and they want more.
Hey, this is Stacy, and I agree 100% about the engagement factor, and I can remember really specifically the first time I heard about Erasmus at a North Carolina State Science Teachers Association conference, and I was like, wow, this is so cool, and wanted to take it back to my building and get it started right away. And I think one of the and it was years, when you're saying 5 years, it was years ago. And I think one of the things that I've seen just in literally the last 2 years, at least in my district, is that it's just easier to do in our buildings. It actually works without being too glitchy. And so it's more, all of that awesome stuff that it comes with being engaging and accessible and cool for students to do is actually something that is successful in classrooms. So teachers are able to get it into their classrooms a little bit more easily. And I think that has to do with maybe, at least in our district, Wi-Fi and devices and all of that stuff that has to be in place to support it and make tech successful.
Exactly. And also it's becoming more interactive, so that now we can add interactive quizzes to it. We can add multiple things. It's not just going to take you to one thing like a video. It could give you a video that has questions embedded in it. So it keeps the kids' attention and they're learning at the same time.
I just want to
For me, it's oh, sorry.
Don't all rush the mic at once.
Well, I was going to say that I noticed that the toy industry has really embraced it. And when you think about what the kids can do at home, it's only natural that they want to bring it into the classroom. And it's up to us to continue that learning experience both inside the classroom and outside the classroom. There's some wonderful toys on the market that are utilizing augmented reality like you would not believe.
Oh, and exactly. And not only is the toy industry has taken it in, but also huge companies. Boeing is using it for their training and also to show their potential customers designs and layouts of airplanes. So not only is it in toys and in the classroom, it goes beyond that. And the oil industry is using it to look at pumps to see what's broken. It gives them information how to fix it right there, just by scanning the pump, because it's doing the geolocation and some other wonderful things that I don't know how it works, but it works wonderful. So we are preparing our kids for that world because that's going to be their world. So why not keep it in the classroom and keep their attention by using it and having them learn at the same time?
All right, I think we're ready to move on to question two, and maybe some of those folks that hadn't had a chance yet, maybe you guys can enlighten us on this and what you guys think too. What do you guys think the trends are happening in our wearable technologies that are coming out. So, you know, Google Glass was around a while ago. That was kind of that first look as to what's coming. But thinking about the future and some of the things that are coming out now and in the future, how do you think that will really look within augmented reality?
I'm thinking, would we be expandable as teachers? Would we be in the back seat? Because we would probably not be the ones facilitating the learning so much, because the students, I believe, would be taking control of their learning full front and full throttle, in the sense that, you know, the user interface is pretty much low-key, pretty much, you know, self-contained and easy for any novice to get on board and get on with it. So, you know, with the AR and the goggles that we have and the virtual reality setting in the classroom, it seems pretty much so structured and so designed that, you know, even a caveman can do it. The easiest, the most novice of learners is able to adapt to using the technology that, you know, we as educators would probably only be seen probably as the consultants, if anything, you know, as far as, you know, advancement for the technology, further usage in the classroom and post-classroom use. So for me, you know, it would be, you know, are we the ones going to be, you know, helping out the learning or facilitating the learning, or are we going to be just, you know, in the backseat, really backseat, looking at those learners take control of those technologies that are coming out there and trending, and making a transformative change for not just in the classroom setting, but for jobs that they would like to see for themselves that are non-existent.
I think two big trends that are going to get started within the next couple of years are going to be, because AR is already in so many public spaces, schools and education are usually last to catch up, or beacon technology, where in working with AR to like utilize Bluetooth in smart devices to activate some AR in specific places. So like if you go into a center that's designated for math, then that AR will be activated. So you'll have like an interactive environment, which leads me to my next trend, which is mixed reality, which is right there on the horizon of a combination of augmented reality and augmented virtuality. It's coming because it's something that's being developed right now in engineering spaces and entertainment spaces. So maybe not the next couple of years, but I can see a physical school going that route to bring the world into the classroom.
You know, it's interesting listening to your conversations, because one of the things, you know, when you think about where things are going in the future, one of the things that, you know, our phones are doing now, and that, you know, with Amazon Echo and Google's got one now, I forget its name. But anyways, you know what? I'm making, I'm talking with my hands, but my camera's off. Oh, hi, there you are. Anyways, so back to talking is, you know, just the idea that we talk to things now. We activate them with our voices, but with the augmented reality, we're still scanning things. So I wonder if that's going to change.
I foresee that it will, just because of the interactivity, and I think we will get more mixed reality coming up. It'll be more in the toys and in the businesses first before we see it in the schools, but it is coming.
I have a question, but I'm not sure if I should, how I talk. So just, okay, I never muted it. It says I'm muted, but anyway, what I'm in preparation for this panel tonight, I did some research, and I thought it was really interesting that the virtual reality and augmented reality would be a way to differentiate for teachers in the classroom, and that things such as Cortana and whatnot would be a way to assist students that might be struggling in a certain area. So it would still be up to the teacher to make sure that they received what they needed to succeed.
I'm glad, Lori, that you brought up the differentiation piece, and I didn't get a chance to jump in on question one, but I just think, and I sent this out in Twitter. I just think in general, when it comes to AR and VR, it takes instruction and just makes it so much more engaging. And so when you have students who normally wouldn't necessarily master certain materials or certain skills, this could be a way to really make it more personal for them and more interesting and more engaging based on the technology that they have. And I think one of the things that Renee mentioned a second ago too is that it really breaks down some barriers in terms of making instruction more global. I know Jamie and Sarah and everybody in here are really concerned about that global piece too. When you have students who have barely left their own town by middle school and high school age, this is something that could help in terms of broadening their horizons when it comes to instructing them about what goes on beyond, whatever borders exist for them, whether it be their town or their state or their country.
And chiming on what you said, Dan, it's not a matter of, when is it coming or how soon is it going to get here, but also to what are we as educators doing to getting those our learners, our students in on tapping into AR and VR's potential next level in the sense that you recognize that, it's just not just for the education setting, but like you indicated, global. How are we as educators getting ourselves prepared, getting on the bandwagon, making sure that we're up to speed with the trends that are out there and getting ourselves as educators knowledgeable in order to provide the guidance that these learners need in utilizing the AR and VR to its maximum potential for problem solving, creativity, and that global connectivity that we are hoping to accomplish throughout.
I know we're winding down on time, so we'll get to the last question and we'll just hear from everybody. But we want to know, what are your top go-to apps or platforms for augmented reality? Because I know we have people all over the usage spectrum. And why?
Oh gosh, I'm going to go first if it's okay. My top go-to would definitely be Erasmus and Quiver. I'm actually loving Quiver. And loving the Erasmus. Why? Usability, easy to use. I mean, I was so intrigued that with especially a Quiver, you just field tested it with a 4-year-old who was playing on it, and just say go ahead and paint and see it come to life, and the expressions on their faces, watching what they did come to life with the Quiver was just phenomenal. So I would just definitely say Quiver and Erasmus for ease of use and the interface, and it's it being able to integrate it in the classroom pretty much.
Yeah, I just want to sort of second that. Definitely when it comes to AR, my go-to is Erasmus also. I've also tried out Blipper a little bit recently too, and I really love what it can do. I just think that creating AR or auras, as they call them in Erasmus, is a little bit easier, at least in a PC world or a Chromebook world, than it is creating things on Blipper. Some people on this very panel are ones who turned me on to Erasmus last school year, and one of the first things I did with it is to help a social studies teacher bring his students on a virtual field trip to landmarks from ancient Greece and ancient Rome, which was what they were studying in social studies class, and it was a big hit. And again, it just was something different than the kids sitting and listening to a lecture or learning out of a textbook, and it really helped not only make the lesson more engaging, but break down some barriers and let them see things that they wouldn't normally have gotten to see if it were just textbook learning.
Okay, I'm going to go next. My favorite go-to app right now, I started with Erasmus years ago, is Blipper. And I have found Blipper to be easy to use. But what I really like about it is the fact that you don't have to create targets. When you use Blipper in just an open setting, I love the way it pulls in things from the real world to introduce connections and conversations. I've been with my friends in restaurants and I say, I'm going to blip your food. And they just like, what are you talking about? And it goes off into the ingredients of what the meal is and resources without creating a target or a trigger. I'm really into blipper right now.
Okay, I'll go next. I've tried them all. I've tried Octagon, I've tried Erasmus, I've tried Blipper, I've tried Cromville, I've tried Air flashcards. The very first augmented company I tried was Quiver, and it is definitely by far my go-to one. They are adding so much more interactivity into their stuff, and it personalizes it for the kids. So that, you know, that dot day sheet, that we use that for so many things. We're getting ready to use it for the phases of the moon because it's so interactive and it changes and you can be creative with it. So that is by far, and my kids love it. They find out new ways to use all the different sheets. We're doing, one of them is a soccer game when you play soccer with them and they have to make goals. So we're using that for graphing. The kids are graphing how many goals they get in each 5-minute time of playing this game, how many goals each person can get, and we're graphing that. So we included math into it now. And we put those in our interactive student notebooks for my computer apps class. And we have all these coloring pages in there, but they're so interactive, and we use them for writing, and we use them for math, and we use them. There's one that we use for social studies, the globe and the flag. So it's so interchangeable, which is why I use it the most.
I'll go ahead and go next if that's okay. I am super into the Eon experience right now. I don't know if you guys have played with that one yet. I just shared about it, I guess, about 2 weeks ago on a chat. And I love the combination of both augmented and virtual reality within the app. But they have some really cool stuff, lots of stuff within every content area. And they're going to continue to do more. You can manage your lessons. You can even create lessons inside of it. If you guys haven't seen the Eon experience, it's EON experience, and they have a couple other things out there, but very cool. I'm digging their stuff right now.
I don't know if I really have a favorite. I guess the one I use the most would be Erasmus, but I always say you are limited to your own creativity. So if you're just starting out, you are a AR consumer, and I guess I would point to Quiver and Cromville to just get an experience of what it's like. But when you're ready to become a creator and move from being a consumer, try something like Erasmus. There's something new every day. I tell people technology changes with the rising of the sun, and the sun is always rising somewhere. So there's always something. And if you're on the edge of technology, you make it your thing to research and constantly be on the precipice. I mean, EduMatch is a good community to be a part of, to connect with people. So make sure you follow somebody. But you don't have to reinvent the wheel, because there's a lot of great educators doing extraordinary things, and you just need to connect with them.
Cori, I love that you said that, because that's the thing that I love about Erasmus, and I feel like I will love that about Blipper, but I'm newer at using Blipper. I just started that this summer because of Katie Ann, and I watched one of her webinars. But I love Erasmus because we've got Chromebooks in a lot of our schools now, so the kids have an ability to make videos, to take their own screenshots of their trigger images and put it all together and be student created. So it just takes everything to the next level, where a lot of teachers already do projects where the kids have to create some kind of a visual product, like, science teachers. And I just walked down the hall and saw all of the cell posters in 7th grade, for example. So we create those visual images, so we can take pictures of them and make triggers. So we're not really adding anything more to what we're doing with that step. And we already make kids talk, so why not make them talk to the computer and create that quick little video and then put it together in Erasmus Studio, so that you've got this this ability to, do peer reviews, to do jigsaws, to make the project last, to share it. So that student created aspect of Erasmus, one of my favorite things about it.
I guess I'll finish up. The only one I've ever used is Erasmus because that's what our tech coordinator taught us at Tech Night. We have once a month we can go, anybody can show up. And it was awesome. It was fun to use, but my technology was a little behind the times. So as a practitioner and, with the students, you're going to have some struggles. So I guess you have to keep your software and your devices updated. So it's really important. But now I have a whole bunch of more to try.
All right, everybody. I wanted to thank you all so much for such an awesome discussion on augmented reality. I learned so much by hearing you all talk about it. So thank you so much for joining in. Thank you to our panelists. Thank you to our moderators. You all did an awesome job. Thank you to our tweeters. Saw y'all tweeting in the background. Thank you to everyone who's going to be watching later on. So definitely wanted to remind y'all to come back next week. We're going to be talking about game changers, shattering the status quo. So that's going to be a great episode. So if you want to be on panel, then please sign up at tinyurl.com/edumatch sign up. There we go. One more time, tinyurl.com/edumatch sign up. And anyone can be a panelist as long as you're interested and you're an educator. So definitely sign up. Shout out to the Colonial Tech Conference coming up on the 22nd of October. I'll be seeing Lori there, so cannot wait. And if you want to subscribe to our podcast, check out bit.ly/EduMatch podcast. So definitely wanted to thank you all again and hope you all have a fantastic evening. Bye, everybody.
Bye.